Alright, let's try this one more time. So, I recently took my quadrant box off to fill up transmission fluid in my transmission. Put it back on, ran through all the gears, working fine, except when I put it into fifth, it would lock itself out. It would not come out of fifth gear. I could not get it to come out of fifth gear until I removed the quadrant box again and manually took a pry bar and moved the fifth gear back into place. So it would go into fifth gear, but wouldn't come back out unless I use this manually to snap it back into neutral. So somebody has suggested that perhaps it was that washer right there, the big one, gets worn out and the little detents there's 3 of them, wear out into the washer and it won't work properly. However, that wasn't the case for me. For me, actually, it turned out to be my own mistake. So normally, you have a quadrant box, take out 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, thing comes off. I made the mistake of removing a 5th bolt, thinking that it went all the way down into the transmission case. That wasn't the case. What happens is, let's see if I can do this here. Okay, cool. What happens is, if you take a look at that metal tab down there in the bottom, past the spring, watch what happens when I remove this bolt. Let me zoom in a bit. There we go. There we are. See that? Flipped up as soon as I got the bolt to that much space. So, that caused the reverse lockout not to work properly. So now when you stick it into the 5th reverse range, stick it up into 5th gear, it locks it. It won't go back into the neutral position. And you have to take the quadrant box back off, manually put it in, and it'll do that over and over again. So what you have to do, take a flathead screwdriver, stick it down in there, and push that metal tab all the way back up. Hold the screwdriver in place, screw this back down, and that should hold that metal tab back where it needs to be. So now, when you go to put this in the 5th reverse range, stick it up into 5th gear, now you can come back down to neutral. So you can see, you can actually take it back out of gear now. It just locks you out of reverse like it's supposed to. Until you go back to the 3-4 range, then you can go back into reverse gear. And then now, if you go up to 5th, locks you back out of reverse like it's supposed to. But now I can pull it out of gear. And that's the case of the 5th gear lockout. It's the quadrant box. So most likely anybody who had an issue probably removed that bolt like I did. And hopefully that helps somebody out. Cheers, mate.